be throwing rocks and hiding their hand, right? They be throwing rocks and hiding their hand. And I don't like them kind of individuals.
The nigga pick who he be fight with.
Right.
Like if you sit and you go, oh, I'm not going because this. I think I can take him.
Welcome to DramaDrip, where the real stories spill first. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and drop a comment with your take on all this heat. So 50 Cent just lit up the scene, going straight at Jay Prince after Jay tried to kick him out of Houston. And 50? He ain't playing games, he's coming for Jay Prince hard. Word on the street is Jay's been trying to shake down 50's business moves, and 50's not having it. He's throwing shots, dragging secrets out into the light, and calling out Jay Prince's alleged extortion schemes, loud and bold. Now it's getting messier. Allegedly, Jay Prince has been sending his people to mess with 50's hustle, but 50's clapping back with that signature savage energy. He's already clowning Jay Prince all over Instagram and even told him straight up to pull up if he's really built like that. And here's the twist. 50 Cent allegedly has proof that could crumble Jay Prince's whole setup. We're talking receipts that could cause serious damage, but don't get it twisted. Jay Prince still holds weight in Houston. He's got folks loyal enough to ride for him, no questions asked. So yeah, 50 might want to keep his head on a swivel. This showdown? It's not just petty beef. It's a street chess game between two heavyweight legends. And trust, things are heating up fast. So let's get into it.
We extorting people. Ain't no money in that. Real nigga ain't gonna have that no way. You know, check in for what? I mean, I don't want to impose or force myself.
Extortion, manipulation, secrets. What's really going down behind closed doors? 50's been pressing Jay Prince for years, and their tension, it's never been light. This rivalry runs deep, and it's only getting darker. So check this out. 50 Cent made it loud and clear that he don't mess with Jay Prince's whole checking in thing. That whole idea of having to show respect or get clearance just to move through Houston? Yeah, 50 wasn't rocking with it at all. Meanwhile, Jay Prince still sees himself as the king of H-Town, holding the crown like it's glued to his head. For a while, the tension between them stayed long distance. 50 held it down in New York, running his empire from the East Coast, while Jay Prince ruled the South from Houston. As long as they stayed in their lanes, there was no real reason to clash face to face. But all that changed real quick. Everything flipped when 50 Cent brought the heat straight to Jay Prince's front porch. He didn't just visit Houston, he relocated his whole operation there. Out of nowhere, 50 dropped a tweet saying, "I love New York, but I live in Houston now, I'll explain later." And just like that, the game changed. Yeah, taxes were part of the reason. 50 had been venting about New York's wild 62% tax rate, claiming it was choking his business. And like any smart mogul, he wasn't trying to let Uncle Sam snatch all his coins. But that wasn't the only reason he made that move. 50 had his eyes locked on Houston's hip-hop energy. It's one of the hottest scenes in the country. Rap, trap, culture, art, all of it. And 50 wanted a piece of that pie. He's not just a rapper. He's a businessman with an eye for power moves. Investing in Houston? That was his next play to secure more serious bags. And don't forget, 50's been pushing his liquor brand Branson Cognac hard. Remember when he was popping up in every liquor store in Houston, flashing bottles and hyping the product? Some folks believe he found his market right there in H-Town and wanted to be close enough to take control of it firsthand. But Jay Prince? Oh, he wasn't feeling it one bit. Word is he felt disrespected, like 50 was stepping onto his turf without checking in or asking questions. He saw it as an invasion, not a business move. And from there, the tension only got uglier. Allegedly, Jay Prince wasn't having it when 50 Cent touched down in Houston without checking in. Word is he tried to force 50 to play by his street rules. He even sent some of his crew to apply pressure, trying to make 50 drop some serious cash just to move around the city. But 50? Nah, he wasn't folding for nobody. He shut that down fast. He made it loud and clear. He rolls with his own security and wasn't about to let Jay Prince strong-arm him under the excuse of checking in.
What's a sucker to me? A sucker is pick who he be fight with.
Right.
Like if you sit and you go, oh, I'm not going because this.
I won't fuck with him, but I'll fuck with this one.
Yeah, I think I can take him.
Right.
You want to fight the nigga you think you can beat.
This wasn't gonna be no easy shakedown, and 50 stood firm on that. And then it got even spicier. 50 allegedly called Jay Prince out publicly, didn't bite his tongue, just said what it was. That only poured gasoline on the fire, and Jay Prince reportedly got even more heated. Now here's the wild part. There were whispers that Jay Prince tried to enforce a no-fly zone on 50, meaning 50 wasn't supposed to move freely in the city. But again, it didn't work. 50 wasn't hiding or dodging anything. He stayed active, pushing his projects and making big moves in the city like nothing happened. At one point, 50 Cent had major plans to build a $20 million film studio in Houston for his company, G-Unit Film. This was going to be a huge investment, not just for him, but for the whole city. But guess what? After all the behind-the-scenes tension, he hit pause on the whole thing. Instead, he packed up that vision and moved it to Shreveport, Louisiana.
Some else you may not know this, you had the opportunity to take Houston.
Yeah.
But you chose Shreveport.
Yeah. And Houston didn't have the same, they embraced me good. Like I got out there, they showed me a lot of love.
Mm-hmm.
But Shreveport had the infrastructure already here. Like even the tax incentive was.
Still, before the fallout got too deep, Houston showed love to 50. In 2022, just a year after he landed in the city, the mayor gave him the key to Houston and even declared an official 50 Cent Day. Now that's some serious respect. The big moment went down during Houston's annual Thanksgiving Day parade. And trust, the energy was electric. Mayor Sylvester Turner had nothing but praise for 50 Cent, calling him one of the most impactful people in the city. He didn't just label him a rapper, he called him a philanthropist, artist, and business boss who's been making real change, especially with the youth. Through his G-Unity program, 50's been turning high schoolers into full-blown entrepreneurs. The mayor was so impressed, he officially declared November 24th as 50 Cent Day, telling him that Houston would always be his home. The crowd was vibing heavy, showing love like he'd been born and raised there. And 50, he fed off that love, giving a passionate speech that had the whole city buzzing.
To the city of Houston, but he didn't just come here to live. He has been helping out on so many causes in this city. And especially, he has been in our high schools, turning our high school students into entrepreneurs with his G-Unity program. I've seen him firsthand. This city has been elevated because of his presence, and so today we have the honor of saying to him, he's our 2022 Grand Marshal. Give it up to Curtis 50 Jackson. Now, before I call on him to speak, let me present you first a key to the city of Houston. Anywhere you go, 550 buildings, use the key, the door will swing wide open.
But while 50 was out there soaking in the applause and winning the city's heart, Jay Prince, man, he was fuming. Word is he was in the background watching 50 take over his territory, and it was burning him up inside. But let's be real, the facts speak for themselves. It's easy to see why 50 got the keys to the city while Jay Prince keeps getting painted as some street figure stuck in the past. Since 50 touched down in Houston, he's been throwing his money and power behind real causes, putting in work for the people. One major move, the G-Unity Business Lab, a program set up to help high school students in the Houston Independent School District build entrepreneurial skills and think like future bosses. And that's not all. 50 also made his mark on Houston's sports and entertainment world. His liquor brand, Sire Spirits, locked in partnerships with the Rockets, Astros, and Texans. He's not just living in the city, he's planting flags in every corner. Back in 2022, 50 Cent turned Houston all the way up by launching the first ever Houston Tycoon Comedy and Music Festival. And he didn't stop there. He teamed up with the Houston Rockets to hand out 1,000 free turkeys to local families for Thanksgiving. But wait, there's more. In 2023, 50 came through huge for the city again. He dropped $850,000 worth of toys at a holiday giveaway event. That massive donation helped the citywide club hit their goal of giving out 100,000 toys to kids across Houston. That's not just charity, that's legacy work. Then in 2024, he went even bigger. He helped raise $500,000 for the Houston Children's Charity and auctioned off 2 oversized bottles of his exclusive Le Chemin du Roi champagne. That event ended up raking in $6 million total, a record-breaking moment for the organization.
20 to 25.
Matter of fact,
God darn it, 50 Cent, get out here. Come on. You are. I know all the time I've spent with him, we've had some great times. He even tried to tell me some please one night.
I gotta hang out with the people that can buy this stuff from me.
$110, $125.
I think Johnny might be on.
Now that's how you make noise in a city. Bottom line, 50's making real impact. He's earning love from the people and respect from the city leaders. And Houston's been showing that love right back. But when we shift over to Jay Prince and his crew, whew, that's where things get murky. Instead of creating opportunities, Jay Prince built his brand off fear. The man crowned himself King of H-Town and started running a street-level protection system for artists coming into the city. At first glance, it might sound noble, keeping outsiders from getting robbed or messed with, but dig deeper and it starts to feel like something else. That protection, it's tied to a heavy price tag. Artists coming into Houston are expected to check in, basically pay up and show respect to Jay Prince before doing business in the city. But this isn't just a friendly hello. Nah, it's usually about money. Big money, and what's wild is that if you don't pay, rumor has it you're putting yourself at risk.
Maybe we need to change the word for the youngsters. The checking in part, is they seem to get hung up on that word checking in.
Yeah.
So if we could diversify that word and bring it up to a 2021 thing.
Right. What's the word, OG? What's the word?
Maybe we may want to tell them they need to get connected.
It's like you're forced to pay for safety that shouldn't be threatened in the first place. And even if you have your own security, that doesn't always matter. Because in Jay Prince's world, not checking in might come with consequences you didn't sign up for. Jay Prince and his crew have been accused of setting artists up if they don't play by his rules, and the situation with NBA YoungBoy, that was a whole mess. So here's what went down. YoungBoy came to Houston for some business, just minding his own. But while he was out, his spot got hit. 2 guys broke in, snatched up chains, cash, and even took the keys to some of his high-end whips. And get this, the same robbers had the nerve to hit up YB asking for a $30,000 ransom to give his stuff back. But YoungBoy, he wasn't falling for the bait. He clapped back, basically telling them they were playing themselves and calling them out as nothing but foolish kids looking for trouble.
Don't turn me down. What you said? Don't turn me down. What you on, folks? Don't turn you down. Yeah, man. What you on, folks? What you mean what I'm on? What you on, man? What the deal there? What up? What up? You want to buy your shit back or what? You ain't get. You flunked out. I'm trying to see where you at. You dumb. What you got? $20 out of car? Nah, nigga. You know what we got, nigga. Stop that cap. Man. You capping, bro. They gonna believe anything. You want me to start my car? I just took a picture in the same car today with my little boy. You bitch ass niggas on this bitch like y'all stole something.
Then out of the blue, bam, Jay Prince jumps into the mix. He posted a video on Instagram and tagged YB, claiming that the same robbers had handed over the stolen items to him. He then told YB to reach out if he wanted to get his stuff back.
The little homie YoungBoy place got broke into. People went in his place, disrespected different things, and I got a call about it. And the little homies that went into this place want to make that right because they understand that, YoungBoy family is okay with me. And as you can see, homie, to make a long story short, I got your keys to your Rolls Royce, I got your keys to your McLaren, all that shit that they took, and the homie, Shakur, what you got, homie?
You got your Rolls Royce umbrellas, you got your keys, you got a bunch of other shit, so get in contact with us, bro.
Sounds like a helpful gesture, right? But YB saw right through that move. He fired off at Jay Prince, calling him out for making the whole thing public instead of reaching out like a real one would. According to YoungBoy, Jay Prince wasn't being genuine. He was chasing clout and trying to act like the big man on social media. Imagine being almost 60 and still pulling internet stunts like that. That's what YB was saying. He felt disrespected and exposed, and he let it be known that if Jay really wanted to help, he would have kept it behind the scenes, not turned it into a spectacle for likes and attention. Youngboy saw it crystal clear. This wasn't help, it was a setup. To him, Jay Prince's move was just a fancy way of demanding a bigger bag. He knew if he went to Jay to get his stuff back, he'd be expected to cough up way more than what the original robbers were asking. So he stood his ground and didn't fall for it.
Hey, I don't want no friends, I don't want no new relationships. All that pussy, I don't respect none of that, man. If you got something for me, man, they got plenty around me you could call. Man, nigga, it's plenty ways you could get in touch with me. Man, don't get on no internet and do nothing publicly. Don't do nothing dealing with no publicity, none of that pussy. And I'm good on the keys, gangster. When you buy shit cash, two keys come with the car anyway. Mind your business, man.
And YB's not the only one calling this out. Cameron and Mace didn't hold back either. On their podcast, It Is What It Is, they dragged Jay Prince for trying to play mob boss when he should be mentoring the next wave. They straight up said it, at his age, he should be showing the youngins how to elevate, not playing shady games in the background.
You're dealing with older people. They're the last to know that things have changed. We not your little niggas. Like, the way you talking, I don't get what you mean. We're not your little niggas. Like, for real, all that big homie stuff, that's for little niggas. Little niggas have big homies. We're not little niggas, so we don't even respect big homies. I know Killer doesn't, and for me, I never respected niggas in the streets. That's why I always got the problems I got. Niggas would tell me, Mace, chill. No, chill for what? Who is this nigga? That's how I feel listening to this, man. Like, I want to respect you, but I can't. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if I got a little, like the dudes that raised me, if I was out of pocket, they would tell me I'm out of pocket. They wouldn't let me put them on a crash out mission. They would say, yo, Mace, listen. Mm-hmm. Around here, we don't send niggas to do nothing for us. We don't pay niggas to handle our problems. Mm-hmm. You got to put in your own work around here, Lord, man. That's what you were supposed to tell them. You can't go out here and talk crazy and then send me on a mission. Mm-hmm. Nah, this is where the game got messed up when young niggas started sending old niggas out. And just because this little ignorant nigga got a few dollars, he make all of you that's supposed to be real run after his mission. Mm. This is a problem, Jay Prince. And I'm going to tell you like this. If you're 60 years old and you trying to be a street nigga, you failed. You failed. I'm telling you this. And I stand, my name is Mace. I stand by this message.
Now let's talk about those infamous loaded dice games. Jay Prince and his sons reportedly throw these little welcoming events for rappers when they hit Houston. But the whispers around the industry say it's just another trap. Rappers get lured in, lose big money, and end up in a cycle they didn't ask for. Sounds like more extortion masked as hospitality. And we can't ignore the darkest cloud hovering over all of this, the tragic death of Takeoff. Takeoff lost his life at one of these dice games, and rumors haven't stopped swirling since. According to the official story, a fight broke out. Someone pulled a hammer and a stray bullet hit Takeoff. But now, new footage has reportedly surfaced suggesting it didn't go down like that. Sources claim Jay Prince was tight because Takeoff and Quavo didn't check in properly. And allegedly, he told his guys to send a message. It was only supposed to be a warning, maybe a little rough up to remind them who runs the city. But things spun out of control and it cost Takeoff his life. Whether it was planned or a tragic mistake, the streets are still talking and they're pointing fingers. And sadly, Takeoff paid the ultimate price. He lost his life. Every time Jay Prince gets pressed about what really went down, you can catch him acting shady, dodging questions, switching the topic, looking uneasy, like he knows there's more to the story than he's letting on.
Nothing should have happened. What do you say to that?
What I would say to that is, you know, I have a track record, man, and the Prince family have a track record of 30 plus years of, you know what I mean, honoring and loving on our guests and being with our guests, and no shit like this never happened. But here's the thing, and this is what people don't understand. We ain't never had nobody to attack us. if you know what I mean. You know, when a man attack a situation with a weapon, then, you know, it become a playing field where, you know, any and everything goes. So that's what we're dealing with right here, and that's the root of this situation.
Mike and Junior was walking by. He actually went in the restroom to wash blood off his hand where he had reached up on the takeoff. He had to pick him up, and his fingers went in it. You know, why blood well.
And let's be real, if he didn't have anything to hide, why all the ducking and dodging? But here's the thing, it's not just Takeoff. His name isn't the only one tied to these deadly dice games. Let's not forget Duke the Jeweler. That man thought he'd just won big, $100,000 at a dice game. He was hyped, probably thinking he was walking away with a win. But before he could even reach his car, it all went left. He got ambushed, robbed for everything he had, and worst of all, they didn't even spare his life. Another soul gone, another setup tied to the same circle, the same pattern. So when you line things up, 50 Cent on one side, putting millions into Houston's schools, charities, and businesses, and J. Prince on the other, surrounded by whispers of intimidation, setups, and tragedy, it's clear who's building the city and who's keeping it stuck in the shadows. That's why 50 and J. Prince, they'll never be on the same level. One's lifting Houston up, the other's dragging it down. And now, here's where it gets real dicey. Word on the street? J. Prince has allegedly been scheming behind the scenes, trying to shut down everything 50 Cent's built in Houston. Sources say he's been plotting hard, looking for a way to knock 50 out of the city and regain control. But before he could make his move, something else popped off. 50's long brewing drama with Big Meech suddenly heated up again. And guess who always sides with Meech? J. Prince. Rumor is he wasn't just showing support, he allegedly sent some of his goons to warn 50 to back off the beef.
People play with people intelligence the way they play with people intelligence and intellect. You know, the way they do today. You know, people are telling lies for a living. You know what I mean? They actually lying to y'all for a living.
But come on now. We know 50. He's not the type to fold under pressure, especially not from anyone trying to strong-arm him. He didn't just stand his ground, he went full savage and started exposing J. Prince's alleged extortion game. Now it's looking like 50's got a whole new mission, bringing down J. Prince's so-called empire and cutting off that fear-based grip over Houston's music scene. And you already know he's gonna make it entertaining every step of the way. But here's the real question. Should 50 be watching his back while he's moving through Houston? Or do you think he's already got something slick lined up to flip the script on J. Prince again? Drop your take in the comments and stick around because what's coming next? It's about to get even wilder.